G'day everybody and welcome back to a brand new video on the YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be going through who I've tipped for round 20 as well as going through my round 19 tips and predictions. Now if you guys do go on to enjoy this video, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and of course the notification bell so you can be notified when new videos coming out. Enough wasting your time, let's get straight into it. Now in round 19 I had a pretty solid round of tipping with me getting 7 out of 9 tips incorrect. Let me quickly run through all the tips that I got incorrect in round 19. The first one I got incorrect was Bombers v Crows, the first game of the round, and that one really did come down to the final minute, didn't it? Bombers v Adelaide, it was obviously being played at Marvel Stadium, and that game, Josh Rochelle obviously kicked the winning goal in the final minute and left all the Essendon fans heartbroken, so it wasn't that bad of a tip for me to go for Essendon considering they nearly did get the job done, but unfortunately they didn't. And the other tip I got incorrect was Cats v Dogs. I mean, that was one of the worst weather of football you could ever have. And unfortunately, I did tip the Cats on that one. But yeah, the Dogs just proved they are definitely a better side than the Cats, even though they're not very similar ladder-wise. But yeah, I think the Dogs have definitely proved they aren't pretenders this year, and they could have a chance at finals this year as well. Starting off this round of tipping on the Friday, we've got Blues v Port at Marvel Stadium. Both these teams are coming off pretty easy wins, with the Blues beating North Melbourne last week and Port beating the Tigers. The Blues will see the return of Corey Durden after he was out with a shoulder injury ever since round 15. The Blues have won 13 games this year, and the Power are only one behind them, with them winning 12 games this year. Carlton are averaging 14 goals for every game that they play, and Port are averaging 12, meaning that scoring-wise they should be pretty similar. But I think considering this game is going to be played at Marvel Stadium, I'm going to have to go with the Blues on this one. Maybe if it was being played at the Adelaide Oval, I would go Port, but I'll go the Blues by maybe 17. I'll go 17. I wanted to say 20, but I'll bring it down a little bit. 17 points, the Blues will get the job done by. Starting off the Saturday, we've got North v Cats at Bloodstone Arena. North Melbourne put up a decently good fight against the Blues last week, but unfortunately lost the game by 19 points in the end. The Cats lost last week with a massive margin being 47 points against the Dogs, and that was even with the home ground advantage with it being played at GMHBA. The Cats were unfortunately knocked out of the top 4 because of that game, and they're definitely going to be trying to get their percentage racking up a lot higher this week, as well as finding their spot back in the top 4. And Harry Sheezel last week had one of his best games that he's had all year, with him racking up 35 disposals in total. Harry Sheezel had one of his best games that he's played all year, with him racking up 35 disposals and also kicking 2 goals during the game against Carlton last week. But I think the Cats definitely going to be trying to find that top 4 spot again this week, so I'm going to have to go the Cats on this one. I'll go by a high margin, let's go 40 points. Next game, we've got Suns v Lions at People's First Stadium. The Suns have been undefeated all year at People's First Stadium, meaning that their chances of winning this could be quite high. But the Lions are coming off a win against the Swans last week, with it being one of the best games of the round, with them winning the game by 2 points. The Lions, after having a pretty poor start to the season, they finally found themselves a spot in the top 4 going into this round. Although the Lions have won 11 games this year and Gold Coast have only won 9, every single one of Gold Coast wins this year have been with the home ground advantage. This could be a very, very big call, but I'm actually going to go the Lions to get the job done here, and Gold Coast to lose their first home game of the year. I'm going to go the Lions by 4 points, and they're going to win that game with a goal after the siren win. Next game, we've got Saints v Essendon at the Marvel Stadium. After the Bombers had one of the better starts to the season, they're starting to do exactly what everyone thought they would do and start to drop off towards the end of the season, and now there's still a chance that they don't make finals now that they sit at 8th on the ladder, and they were in the top 4 just a few weeks back. The Saints are coming off a 72-point win last week, with that game being played at Marvel Stadium also. Caldwell was subbed off last week due to an injury in the clash against Adelaide on the Friday night, and it's still yet to be confirmed whether or not he will play this week. This is definitely a must-win for the Dons this week if they want to prove that they aren't pretenders and they're definitely contenders. And yeah, I'm going to have to go the Bombers on this one by 20 points. Next game, D's v Giants at the MCG. The D's will have Lockie Hunter back in their side this week after being out since round 12 due to a calf injury. Jesse Hogan is very much still in the Coleman medal race as well, with him kicking 4 goals last week, 4 goals the week before that, and then the week before that kicking 5 goals, and now he's not too far behind Charlie Curnow. And although there did look like there was some hope for the D's this year, they might start to drop off from this point forward, with them losing to the Freo Dockers last week by a margin of 50 points. The Giants, though, will be going into this game with a fair bit of confidence, considering they won last week, and, well, the Dockers absolutely smashed the D's. So I think I'm going to go the Giants on this one with a pretty convincing win by 34 points. And the final game of the Saturday, we've got Freo v Eagles at Optus Stadium. I'm not going to spend too much time on this game considering Freo have had a pretty decent season to say the most. And the Eagles, on the other hand, have not won a game since round 10, meaning that if they do lose this week, they're going to go on a 10-game losing streak. So I'm going to go the Freo Dogs on this one by 57 points. Starting off for Sunday, we've got Pies v Tigers at the MCG. Genuinely, I think this game could go either way. I think no matter what the outcome will end up being, who wins, who loses, I think the final margin will be by over 20 points. I don't think it's going to be a very close one. After the round 14 clash against North Melbourne, it looked like the Pies could go all the way yet again this year, but ever since then they have not been able to win a single game, and last week they lost to the Hawks by 66 points. The Tigers have won 2 games all year, and the Pies on the other hand have won 8. And as I was saying before, the Pies got absolutely smashed by the Hawks last week, and it took them until the 3rd quarter to score their 2nd goal of the game. The Tigers also didn't have the greatest game last week, with them losing by 41 points. I think I have to go the Pies on this one, but I'm going to have to say this right now. If the Pies don't win this game, there's a pretty big chance that they don't win a game to end off the season. But yeah, I'll go the Pies by 25 points. Next game, we've got the Swans taking on the Dogs at the SCG. The Swans are coming off yet again another loss, this time against the Lions in one of the biggest games of the round. The Dogs, on the other hand, are coming off a pretty good win, with them beating the Cats at GMHBA by 47 points. Jamal Hagan has been absolutely on fire as of lately, with them kicking 4 goals last week in round 19, and then in round 18 also managing to score 4 goals. The Dogs definitely trying to secure a spot in the top 8 by the end of the year, and winning this game could definitely secure them a spot by the end of the round. Sydney Swans are likely to have Callum Mills back into their side this week, with him playing his first game of the year back in round 18, and then unfortunately missing last week due to soreness. So he's hopefully going to turn to the Sydney Swans side this week and make their chances of winning a little bit higher. But I think considering the place the Swans are in at the moment, I think they will make this game a lot closer than people will think, but I think they'll just get over the line since it is being played at the SCG, so I'll go the Swans by 8. And the final game of the round, we've got Crows v Hawks at the Adelaide Oval. The Adelaide Crows were lucky enough to secure a winning goal in the final minute last week, and the Hawks were lucky enough to secure a win against the Pies by 66 points. And I know this is just going to be a nice short tip, but I think considering the Hawks aren't the greatest away from home, but they are being good as of lately, so I think they're going to make this game a lot closer, and I'm going to go the Adelaide Crows by 10 points. And that just about wraps up this round of tipping. Now, if you guys did enjoy this video, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and of course hit the notification bell so you can notify when new videos are coming out. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.